Manchester United versus Celta Vigo then. Up next, another Europa League clash for Manchester United, semi-final time. We're blighted by injuries, which is really devastating for Manchester United, because going into this we've got to get a result in this first leg. We cannot go there and lose, really, I don't think, because going back to Old Trafford is going to still be difficult with the way Manchester United are playing at home. We've been really poor at home this season. Our home form has been absolutely atrocious for me. It's so many draws. We haven't lost many at home this season. I think we've only lost one in all competitions, but it's just really poor. To keep drawing and drawing at home, it's just not good enough for Manchester United. And we've seen against Anderlecht, it's taken us till extra time in order to get the win at home. We shouldn't be drawing so many games at home, regardless of the personnel we've got. So away from home, most people want the away leg first, which is what I've always wanted. But with Manchester United's home form, I'm not too sure we're better. It's hard to win away from home in Europe, very hard. So we've got to go there and get some sort of result in this first leg. At least got an away goal in this first leg to take back to Old Trafford. Now, Celta Vigo have been resting their players. Apparently, they rested a hell of a lot for their recent game, which they lost 3-0. They haven't been in great form. They lost a few games recently. They drew the Europa League second leg 1-1. They've lost a couple of others, I think. Seville, they lost to them 2-1. Lost another game 1-0 at home. So on paper they're not in the best of form, but I haven't really checked out what starting lineup they've been putting out. But I know for their most recent game they've put a lot of reserve players out in order to concentrate on this, because they've got nothing to play for in the league. They're 11th in the league, so that's probably going to, it should really play in their favour, but it doesn't always work that way, because we've seen with Manchester United playing Chelsea had had a long rest before they played Manchester United, and we still beat them. So it is all on the day, but still, it's certainly going to help that they're going to be able to put out on probably almost the first 11, whereas Manchester United have been blind by so many injuries that we're going to have to put out a scratch team. I really don't know what sort of team Jose Mourinho's got up his sleeve for this first leg, but we're going to have to try and keep it tight and just try and nick that away goal. That is the most important thing. Coming away with a draw would be seen as a good result here, but I would like to see us get the victory if we can, because I'm just not that confident at home that we're going to do the business and get over the line. I mean, we're not losing games at home, we're only drawing them, so if we don't get the win here, it's going to be difficult to get through the tie, and I'm actually worried about getting through this tie and against the team that 11th in the Spanish league. This is absolutely atrocious for Manchester United, and if we don't win this Europa League now, for me it's been a very poor season. Certainly in the league it has been poor. 14 draws in the league is just not good enough for Manchester United. And I mean, all this talk of finishing 4th and that, it's a load of bullshit, because we need to be winning trophies. We're Manchester United. If we can get 2 trophies in Jose Mourinho's first season, I think, considering the personnel he's got to work with, I think he underestimated how poor some of these players are and need shipping on. And the problem with a lot of these players is their injury record. When we've seen Luke Shaw get injured again at the weekend, Phil Jones, Chris Smalling get injured far too much. These sort of players are probably going to be binned off in the summer. He's probably going to get some new ones in, and hopefully because some of them, these injuries are just occurring season after season. I mean, Luke Shaw's only played something like 29 starts out of 110, I think they said the other day on BT Sport, which is absolutely atrocious. I know he's had a problem with a broken leg, but even in his first season, his injury problems were there. I mean, that wasn't injury prone, getting your leg broken, but he has had a lot of injury problems in before and after that, so he's really got to get himself fit for the remainder of the season, and so is Phil Jones and Chris Smalling got to get themselves back. He's praised Juan Mata. Hopefully Juan Mata, I'm not too sure Juan Mata's going to start, but at least he's back in the squad. So the back four, I'm not too sure. Romero be in goal. The back four, I don't think that Luke Shaw's going to make it, so it's probably going to have to be Darmian on the left, Valencia on the right, 2-1-Zebi and Blind in the middle. That's got to be the back four. I don't really want to see Ashley Young playing fullback yet again for Manchester United in the defence, but we will have to wait and see. He's probably going to put Darmian in at centre back, but I'll put 2-1-Zebi in there. You need a specialist in the positions, I think, going to this difficult game. Now, the midfield's going to be interesting. Pogba should return. He's chose to rest Herrera in the last couple of European games, but I don't think we can afford to in this one. It's probably going to be Pogba, Then Herrera and probably Fellaini in there. I think Carrick was pretty poor in that recent game against Swansea, so he's probably going to come out for this game. Then Wayne Rooney's definitely going to come out of the team. He was absolutely atrocious in that game against Swansea. Okay, scored his penalty, but other than that, it was atrocious. Missed sitter, which I was really disappointed with. And then, I don't know, he's probably going to put... Obviously, Rashford will be up front, Mkhitaryan probably on one side and Jesse Lingard on the other. Or he may choose to change it a bit, go with a two-man midfield of Pogba and Fellaini, and then put Mkhitaryan in that sort of number 10 role. I reckon Juan Mata will be on the bench for this game because we do not want to rush him back. May see him featured in the second half of this game, but we cannot afford to lose him again from injury. He has rushed back. He said that he's brave coming back from injury so quickly, which is great to see that he's pushing himself to get back. Jose Mourinho has criticised Luke Shaw a bit for that injury he got in that game, but he did look like he wanted to try and carry on, but physio wasn't having any of it. So I presume it is an injury which is going to keep him out for a few games, which is devastating. Maybe potentially back for the Arsenal game, but I've got my doubts whether Jose Mourinho is going to play him now for the next few games after the fact he come off so early in that game. But Eric Bailly is a massive miss at the back for Manchester United. I just don't know why Jose Mourinho didn't really bring 2-1 Zebi on. Maybe it's because he's aerial. He's not so great as aerial as some of the other players. But Darmian playing him at fullback at centre half, I wasn't too convinced with that. But we will have Pogba and Fellaini back, so they're big tall players. So hopefully that will help Manchester United well. But they're sitting 11th in this league, Celta Vigo. Manchester United should over two legs be getting through this. But as I say, I'm not too confident that we are. I think we might have another draw in this game. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw, hoping Manchester United can get a draw out of this game. I would actually be fairly pleased with a draw in this. If we lose it, it'll be devastating because I think that the top four is really faded away from Manchester United. I know Tottenham have done Manchester United a favour, beating Arsenal, which has probably put them out of the race for that fourth place. But Liverpool probably going to beat Watford this evening, and if they beat Watford, then it's all out of our hands. But as I say, I just want us, Manchester United, to win another trophy. Winning this Europa League might not have been top of Manchester United's priority or the League Cup this season, but 2 trophies is progress, certainly. Even last season, it was absolutely fantastic to win that FA Cup. We didn't finish in the top 4, but you know, all you're going to do is get into that Champions League. Yes, you might be able to attract 1 or 2 different types of players, but Manchester United at this moment in time aren't quite good enough to win the Champions League. Yes, I want Manchester United to be back in it, but I want us to get back in it by actually achieving success, which for me is either winning the Premier League or winning the Europa League. Finishing 2nd, 3rd or 4th has just become dog shit for getting a Champions League place. It used to be the champions that just got a Champions League place or a European Cup place, which is what it should be. You should be marked on success, really. But we will have to wait and see what happens for Manchester United. But certainly the league has been poor this season, and I think if we drop any more points in that league, then I would potentially just concentrate on hopefully getting through this round and to the final, because if we drop points against Arsenal next weekend, I think it is completely out of our hands then to get that top 4, and we've got Spurs the week after. I'm not confident of getting 6 points out of that, so I think that we may end up having to just throw all our eggs into this Europa League then and just hoping for the best. I'm still not sure we're going to win the Europa League though. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. How do you see it going? Are you confident going into this game? I wouldn't mark too much on their recent form, as I say, because they've been resting players for this Europa League. Because they're sitting 11th in the league, they've got nowhere really to go. They're not going to win the league. They're not going to get a Champions League place via the league. So they're having it a bit easier than Manchester United at the moment. But being a successful team, if you're successful and a good team, you're going to have a lot of games at the end of the season. We can't complain. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.